Strength through will is how we can reverse the perversion of values that have been instilled in you, in me, and all our brethren, insidiously through generations of ancestral oppression. Though it stood with as much superhuman endurance as anyone could, it left a deep impression. Invisible scars that have caused us to devolve into a state of unconsciousness so malignant, we've nearly forgotten we're not a problem to be solved. We always been the solution they seek to dissolve, with the illusion of ties that bind us to a system that blinds, of most vicious design, which is to free no man. Only together, through sharing of wisdom, can we heal the wounds of division, forever sealing that evil incision, and finally deprogram.
Welcome to the Deprogram Show. I'm your host, RMJR. We got a very special guest in the building, a man who's got his hands in plenty of things. He's an entrepreneur. He's an executive. He's everything you want a young man to grow up to be. We got the one, the only, Montrell Besley. What's up, my brother?
What's up, baby? How you doing, man?
Man, I
Finally,
can't
man.
complain.
You know, you been keeping me away from the show, man. You don't want me to come on your show, but it's all good. I still love you the same, man.
Hey, don't
have to let
start
Coochie
that.
know how you treat me, man.
Don't start that, man. Hey, man, you know it's always love, man. You come on anytime, man.
Anytime, bro. I feel you, man. I feel welcome. I always feel welcome, man.
Absolutely. So it's been a lot going on since we last. It's been some years since you've been on the show.
Yeah, it's been a while pre-COVID.
Oh,
I had been on since before COVID, I think. Yeah.
Absolutely. So tell us, last time you was on the show, I think you was at the Brainerd Recreation Center.
Dang, it's been that long?
Yeah, because that's where we was at.
Yep, you're right. Sure was in that little room back there. It's been a while. I mean, I done had 2 jobs since then. So I went from Brainerd Rec Center to grant writing with the city. And that was just boring, man. That just wasn't for me. I learned a lot, don't get me wrong, but that position just wasn't for me. It was a step up and I learned, you know what I'm saying, different things and different types of grants or whatever and how to write grants, but it just wasn't for me. And
Okay.
then moving into a position with chattprep, and just been grinding ever since. Or work. I don't like to say grinding because the grind, man, mean you're wearing yourself out. So I ain't grinding for nothing, man. I just been working ever since.
Okay. So let's talk. We'll start right here. If I'm not mistaken, even since we've been done the interview, you done got married, right?
Yeah. Best decision I could have made, bro.
Tell the people about that, because I think a lot more brothers need to see the good light when it comes to marriage.
Yeah, man. So it's marriage, man. It's a partnership, man. It's something that you develop, over time. It ain't easy. Don't get me wrong, but it truly has been the best decision that I could have made for my life and for my kids' life. I mean, when you're looking at marriage, it's not about you. When you step into that arena, you got to think and see the bigger picture. It's just been to have somebody that's gonna be there, to support you, and that's just gonna just go through what you go through, and just go through, the fight, the trials and tribulations that you might encounter. But it's really been a blessing.
What's been your biggest area of growth since you got married?
Man, I would say probably communication. I would say just letting somebody else know what I have going on with me. Just talking through situations, talking about business ideas. Just pretty much just sharing your life. So that's been big for me. It's not having to keep things bottled in all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So how long you been married now?
Man, 4 years, bro. 4 years in. 4 years in, man. Been having the best time of my life.
Yeah.
So like when I got married, man, like blessings will start raining from everywhere, like left and right, like bam, bam, bam. It's just, man, I can't really explain it. But if you married, man, if you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, bro. Like I said, it's not easy.
Not at all.
You get on each other's nerves, bro. But overall, it's like, man, blessings coming left and right. Like, man, I should have did this a long time ago.
Before we go into the chat prep,
Mm-hmm.
tell the people a few businesses that you got that you would like to highlight.
My business, my most profitable business right now is Chattanooga Rolling Video Games. If you don't know what that is, that's a 32-foot rolling video game trailer. So it has a total of 6 TVs, 4 inside, 2 outside. Got everything from PlayStation to the new Xbox, to Nintendo Switch. So the kids love it, man. It's been our most profitable thing. And then the new thing I've gotten into is called Turo. Turo is the Airbnb of the rental car service. So I have 2 cars that I rent out right now, and man, it's starting to be very profitable as well. I'm not paying everything. My mindset now is turning all my liabilities into assets. So if I got a phone, I want to figure out how can I make money with this phone. If I got a pair of eyeglasses, I want to figure out if I can rent these eyeglasses out to somebody that has the same vision impairment that I do. So everything for me is an asset now. I'm not even taking on any liabilities, even if it's a person. I'm not taking on any liabilities. So, but go back to what you said is my 2 biggest things I'm doing right now is my Turo and my Chattanooga Rolling Video Games. That's been my money makers right now. I got some other stuff coming down the pipeline. Hopefully I can release for next year actually. So we'll see.
So before we go into those 2 businesses, where did your entrepreneurial spirit come from?
Well, it came from my granddaddy and led into my dad and my mama and my brothers and my sisters. My whole family is just entrepreneurs. That's what we do. We have our bread and butter jobs, but we know it takes more than just one stream of income to have the things you like to do the things you like to do. So my granddad was a sharecropper. A lot of people, most of my family is from a town or city called Jackson, Georgia. It's about 45 minutes outside Atlanta, right in between Macon and Atlanta. And so my folks are from down in that area. And so they grew up having to have a hustle, having to have some extra to make everything do. So we all have that entrepreneurial spirit. So, but it really I think it really ingrained in me because my mom and dad, they had like a little candy truck. I don't know if you remember the candy trucks they used to ride around the neighborhood.
Absolutely.
Mr. Darnell, my mom and daddy had a little restaurant in the back of their house in a little shack. So man, it's just in us. My brother, he does HVAC. He has his own HVAC company. My oldest brother, he does catering. Then my sister, she does just like little whatnots and stuff. So we all have a grind. We all have a hustle that we do.
So how did you come up with the idea of the, is it Chattanooga Rolling Video Games?
Yeah, Chattanooga Rolling Video Games. Actually, the trailers are built here. This guy named Chris Hampton, he builds them here and ships them all across the country. The guy's making a killing, man. Real stand-up, great guy.
Salute to him.
How I got into it was I had a friend of mine, James Bacon. He used to live here, and he had a trailer, but he moved to Nashville. Now he has like 3 trailers. But then I had the opportunity to buy a different kind of trailer, not the Chattanooga, not the Rolling Video Games trailer, but it was a different kind of trailer pre-COVID. So I don't know, you met Meaty had that green gaming trailer. So I was just about to buy that from him, and then COVID hit. So I just thank God that I didn't buy that trailer then, because I had to sit on it a whole year before I can even use it.
Yeah.
So the opportunity came around again, and James Bacon, the one I just mentioned, he said, "Hey, Montrell, man, this guy in Texas is looking to sell his trailer for a darn good price." I was like, "Really?" So I looked it up, contacted the guy, and long story short, made the transaction, made the deal, and man, Mark G, man, shout out to Mark G, because he made that long ride to Texas for me, man. We did Texas in 22 hours. From the west part, from El Paso, Texas to Chattanooga, Tennessee in 2 days, 22 hours.
Boy, y'all weren't playing no game.
We weren't playing no game. Well, I know Mark was so mad at me, man, but I really appreciate Mark for making that trip with me, man. But that's what family do for you. Family, you know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna drop you off and leave you by yourself. They go through it with you. So I appreciate him for making that trip. But it's just, man, man, I got that trailer, man. I got it in May of this year. Took 2 weeks to really learn everything and the ins and outs and what I needed to upgrade it. And made it happen. By the third week of May, I was rolling. By the third week of May, man. It's been such a blessing to watch that gaming truck develop, because I've been able to employ kids from the school to help me out on it. My son is one of the ones that works the most on the trailer, of course, because she's with me all the time. So he's making a little bread here and there.
That's always good,
man. Yeah.
So
man, yeah.
So how do you do it? Like, if somebody wanted to contact you to say, do you like rent it out for like parties and things of that nature?
Birthday parties, festivals, corporate events, you name it, I pretty much do it. So I do a minimum of 2 hours. So my minimum is $400 a trip. And some people do 2 hours, some people do 3 or 4 hours. It depends on your budget. Yeah. But it's an easy party. You just pull up and the kids get on. You don't have to worry about those kids the rest of their day. The rest of the time that they in that trade, you don't even have to worry about those kids, because those kids are not going to do anything to mess up their time on their video game. Most kids love video games, so they in it.
So I'm gonna ask you 2 questions.
You good?
What's your favorite game to play on if you was to get on there, and what's your son's favorite game to play?
If I had the game of my choice on there, I'm going to Nintendo. I'm playing Mario Brothers all day long.
Old school.
Old school. I'm playing Mario Brothers. It was Mario Brothers in country, or Mortal Kombat on the Sega Genesis. So if it was me, I'd be playing the old school games. I don't really care for the new PS5 and all that stuff. Man. I don't really care for it, but that's what I would be playing. But my son, he's an Xbox guy. He loves that Xbox, and he mostly played the Call of Duty, or I think it's Mortal Kombat or something like that. So he's played Madden as well. So he's pretty much just an all around video game dude.
With me, man, I'm on that 2K, man. That's I could be on 2K all day, but I have to limit myself. I'm on that 2K, man.
Man, if I could find a time to play games like that, video games like that, man, I'd be on them too, man. But it's just not enough time on the ticker for me, man. I got too many things that I'm trying to do and I want to see happen for the kids and for my family. So just really don't have time to put it into the game.
I got you. So I guess let's go into the next business. You said what did you say, Turo?
Turo, yeah. So Turo is a little company. It's just like Airbnb, just it's for cars. So it's a rental company that it's like if you have a car that you're not driving or you're not really using, you put your car on this app and people actually go in there and rent the car out. So it's pretty cool, man. I have 2 cars. I started out with 1 car, and then I was like, man, this 1 car killing. Let me see if I can do another car. So I put another car on there, and it's just been like, man, like people are really using this app, and it really hadn't hit Chattanooga yet. A lot of people still don't really know about Turo, but it's really picking up traffic with Turo. So man, it's real easy, man. All you do is either meet the personnel, the person come pick it up from you.
Okay.
And it's real simple, and it's profitable. So you either go make your car payment that month plus some, or you go make a lot of extra money.
So what's your goal as far as having cars on the app? How many?
I would like to see probably 10 cars on that app, 8 to 10 cars. So they all pay for themselves. So the way it works is how that game works. It's just like the rental car game. So what Hertz and Enterprise and Budget, all these guys do, they just take cars and flip them. So they put about 30 or 40,000 miles on that car, and they take it and trade it in and get a brand new car. So in most cases they profit off the car. In some cases they break even off the car, but overall they're making money off the rental. So that's how they make their money.
Yeah. And
they're keeping the car rolling.
And
so my cars have low miles, so in a couple of years I'll probably trade them in. Or my oldest boy, he getting ready to drive. So I just probably give him a car, just give him a car. So it's paying for itself. I don't have to pay anything for it. Insurance as well.
Well, that's dope, yeah. So how did you get wind of that?
Man, just watching different people on YouTube and on Facebook. I mean, and Instagram. Watching this guy called him 500. Man, he be dropping so many dimes, man. It's crazy. Like he give you so many ideas to do, and some things will work in your city, and other things won't work in your city, just according to the size of your city. And it's people like that, you know what I'm saying? I started listening to him, like, man, let me see if I can make this work. And you know what I'm saying? And it's working. You know what I'm saying? We got to start seeking out, you know, like I just said, we got to get rid of all of our liabilities, man. That's the only way we're going to be free.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's different stuff, man. Just listening to people, man.
Okay. So you soaking up good game?
Oh, yeah. All the time. I'll be dropping some, I'm going to start dropping videos here and there. Hopefully next year, we'll see how things go.
Okay. So I guess the next thing, Chattanooga Prep.
Mm-hmm.
So tell the people your role and what made you want to get involved with Chattanooga Prep.
Yeah, so Chattanooga Prep, all boys charter school, public charter school. A lot of people get it confused.
So it's not private?
It's not private. We're public school.
Okay.
So it's all boys, public school. It's the brother school to CGLA, which is the all girls school, and the big brother school to the new Montessori school across the street from both of us. So great school, man. It's like I tell people, Chat Prep is not. I can be straight up and down like 6 o'clock. Chat Prep is not for everybody, but we work with every single kid that comes in that building. So it's just we're doing some different things, man. It's a magical place. Some of the stuff that we're doing with our boys and being able to provide opportunities for our boys for the future, and growing the young men that they will be become. But how I got involved with Chat Prep, after my campaign when I ran in 2016 for school board, a friend of mine, Crew Brock, he told me, "Hey, Montrell, I got a guy I would love for you to meet. He's interested in starting an all boys school." I say, "Yeah, it's cool. I don't mind. Yeah, let's hook it up. Let's talk." And so we hooked up, and this guy Ted Allen. We started talking, and I listened to his ideas, and we just started forming a partnership and gelling. So we went from there to, you know, hey, how you feel about rolling off? Because I started off on the board, Chattanooga Prep's board, and with the development of the school and all that stuff. And they said, how would you feel about, you know, rolling off the board into a position? I was like, yeah, that'd be fun. You know, I'm always looking for something new. I was looking for something, you know, I love to do. And they said, how would you feel about being, you know, the director of community engagement? I was like, hell yeah, why not? That's what I do anyway. So I be getting paid for what I love to do.
Yeah.
So man, we just been growing ever since, and now we're about to expand into Knoxville. So we're working on the logistics and, you know, what that's going to look like coming into, you know, the 2023 school year. So we're getting ready to expand. So I've got to see it from the ground all the way up to the expansion. So it's just been a blessing, man. Like I said, man, it's just blessings just been coming left and right. It's crazy. So we've been open. Chat Prep has been in existence for 4 years. So right now we're 6th through 9th, and we like add a grade every year. So it will eventually be 6th through 12. But it's just a different experience for, you know, teachers, for students, for parents, and the whole community.
You touched on, so I want to make it clear to parents, you touched on the Chat Prep is not for everybody. Go a little bit more in detail with that.
Yeah, so it's like I said, it's a different environment. Our education style is rigorous. I mean, it's not like for you know, kids that parents are not going to put the extra in, because it requires work from not only the kid but the parent as well. And sometimes, you know, that can be challenging for, you know, kids. It can be hard, you know, if you don't have the proper support and the proper need in your well, not need, I can't say need. If you don't have the proper support, it's going to be hard. Like I said, you know, Chat Prep, man, we're doing AP classes. So all of our high school students is mandatory AP. There's no such thing as you're going to take a regular, let's just say, history course or science course. We have pre-AP biology, and we have AP human geography. So those courses are hard. So it's gonna require a lot of time. It's gonna require a lot of work. So if you're not if you're not ready for that, it's going to be a challenge for you coming in. And so we're very strict. So our discipline, we're on it. So we want to be on your kid. Some kids are not ready for that because they come from a lax school. They've gotten away with so much. And when you come into a school that, we're going to be on you as far from your uniform to your behavior to your attitude. We want to make sure that you become that man that you should be, that productive, successful, productive male in our society. So it's hard, man. It's not easy. But with anything that's great, it's going to be hard.
So being that you was on the planning board, I heard you mention uniforms. I heard you mention behavior. So let's start with the uniform. What was the mindset when y'all was planning, hey, this is how we want our young men to dress at Chat Prep?
Yeah, well, our mindset was set on business. We want our young men to be entrepreneurs. We want them to be able to walk into a room and look presentable because, man, we're judged by what we have on. Absolutely. And I'm not saying it has to be polo or any of that other stuff. Just, nice and neat, a nice button down. It could be from Walmart. Who cares? We can be from the dollar store. Dollar store sell button downs. Who cares? But it's that whole look of business, that business attire look. So we have a blue button down and khakis and a tie. So that we push our boys to wear every day except for Fridays. Fridays they can have a lax Friday with the polo shirt. So that was our mindset, was the business world, having that, that nice shirt on, going into, in the business setting, making those business deals.
Okay. Behavior wise. Talk about what went into the behavior aspect.
Man, we don't turn away no kids. We don't care if you tore a classroom up in elementary school or you terrorize the whole entire school. We take every kid. And that's been a myth about charter schools. Well, I'm not gonna say charter schools, that's been a myth that has plagued the charter school system, but I can only speak for Chat Prep. Okay. We don't cherry pick, we don't take the best of the best. We take the first 70 kids that enroll in the 6th grade. So it doesn't matter if you have a learning disability. It didn't matter if you had a behavior issue. If you were a behavior issue, if you got suspended half of the school year, we took you in and we developed you. We have one kid right now that I know for a fact that his elementary school time, it was challenging. Now you see this kid, you be like, that's the same dude. Like, man, dude caused a lot of problems. And this dude, he's one of the leaders in the school. But that comes from when you put the time in with these kids, when you show them you're going to be there for them and support them, and you do positive reconstruction. So we don't believe in doing all this suspending. So what we do, what we call a reverse suspension, to where the parent comes in and the parent has to sit with that kid. Because think about it, when you get suspended, what happens? You at home on a video game, doing whatever. You're not really being productive. So now we bring the parent in for the suspension. It's a whole different story. You making me use my vacation days. I gotta take time to come to this school early in the morning and to just sit doing nothing with you, watching you hand to hand, walking with you every day. So we just do behavior different. We do behavior. Now we do suspend kids. It has to be, it has to be a situation where the kid has just been a constant issue, a constant problem, same thing. And we suspend kids for risk issues as well. So if you push a kid down the steps or you beat a kid up real bad or push a teacher or something like that or whatever, you get days off.
Yeah.
So, but we're trying to prevent that with the way we do our behavior. So Joe Banks, he does a very good job at diffusing a whole lot of problems before they even get started. So he teaching life skills from their behavior that they just exemplify. So we talk about real world problems in your school situation, what it would have been like if you was outside of that school and you were a 30-year-old Black male. What would have happened in this situation? So yeah, we just do everything different, man.
So y'all kind of ahead of the curve, because not only do y'all understand these young men, but correct me if I'm wrong, most men on the staff they can relate to.
Yeah. Yeah, most of the males on the staff they can relate to, and our minority, our Black population is growing fast, with being in leadership and teachers as well. So just about, I would say everybody in the school understands and gets, what our kids going through with the parent support. Once you got the parent support, you good.
So let me ask you this, not talking specifically of the young men you was mentioning, but it kind of applies. What goes into, what's the reaction during the development of the young man? What's the reaction of him while he's seeing, hey, this is something even different for me? What's the reaction during the process?
Man, it's a positive reaction. Like I said, it's being consistent and persistent in what you're doing. A lot of times we find ourselves we're not consistent, and our young men know that, and they use that to their advantage. But when you showing them that I'm gonna stay on you every day until we get this right, because when you get in this real world, it's totally different. We show them. We show our young men, these are the choices that this person made, the same choices you made. This is where he landed or she landed. So we dig deep. We dig deep into the families. Do you want to be like such and such? So between Joe, myself, Mr. Brewer, and all the guys at the school, Coach Collins, we done been there. We know the people. And then the people we bring in to talk to them, like Chris Sands, Ladarius Price, and all those guys, and Troy Rogers, between all these people that we have surrounding this school, there's no way we should let a kid not be successful.
Yeah. So y'all, I mean, I'm pretty sure the outpouring of the community support is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, it is. It is. I would love to get more of our community, our Chattanooga community involved with chat prep. A lot of people don't know that they can come volunteer. They can sign up to be volunteers at the school. You can sign up to be mentors at the school for the boys. And I would love to see more of the Chattanooga community, not only just, volunteering at chat prep, but volunteering at all our other schools. I think we can diffuse a lot of our problems if we get out there and we go volunteer at these schools. Our schools would be in a better state if we actually apply ourselves. We don't have to have kids in a particular school to go volunteer and, just help out around the school.
Absolutely. What are the hours of the school?
We start school at 8 and we end at 4 o'clock.
Okay.
And then we have all of our after school programs, clubs, and all that stuff going on as well, sports and stuff like that.
Okay. So, cause I don't get off my first job to 2:30, but I know I would be interested in if doing nothing else, coming over volunteering for at least an hour or stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people think, you know what I'm saying, you got to be there all day, man. It's just 30 minutes, even if it's just coming in and serving lunch.
Yeah.
To our boys, man. Our boys see, the more Black males, Black and Hispanic males our boys see, man, the better their behavior get, man. Our boys just want consistency. That's all they want. They want somebody they know that's going to be there day in and day out.
Yeah.
And all it takes is maybe 30 minutes a week, maybe. It just depends on, the availability of your schedule.
Okay. So you also got something brewing in the political field.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm getting ready to make a run for District 11. If many don't know what District 11 is, it'll be the new district that was formed by county commission through the redistricting. It was a process that was done by the current commission, where they changed everybody's district of where they live pretty much. So I used to be in District 4. I used to be in Warren Mackey's district. And so he gave up a lot of his district to create a whole other district, which is going to look dramatically different from what it has been. Now Austin Park and East Lake will be in the same district as St. Elmo, Lookout Mountain, Tiptonia, the Lookout Valley area, to half of downtown and Jefferson in the new Jefferson Street. So and part of Glenwood is in that same district as well. So it's going to look totally different now. The housing and the property values is definitely going to go up. The average income is going to go up in that community because you'll be blocked or put in the same community as a Lookout Mountain, as that area in Tiptonia that has a lot of high incomes, and then you have the whole downtown area and the New Jefferson Street area, which is what's going to drive the income status up. So everything about that area is going to look different. What I'm afraid of for that district is funding. Will the funding come down to those areas that really need it, like Alton Park and East Lake and Willow Homes and Piney Woods, those areas, those poverty areas? Because as we know, Willow Homes is on the island. Willow Homes doesn't even have a grocery store. And it's sad that, we're still living in the era. As long as I've lived, Willow Homes has never had a grocery store. So man, we got a long fight ahead, man, and we still need work for our communities, and we still need people to fight for our communities. So yeah, I'll be making a run for District 11. God willing, I'll win that seat, and man, we can start making some changes. It's going to take working together to make some changes.
Absolutely. So how do you, if you can talk about it, but this is a disclaimer, you don't have to. What's your thoughts on them I guess is it rezoning?
Yeah, redistricting, rezoning, yeah, same thing, yeah.
What's your thoughts on them doing that in your community, which will be District 11?
I honestly thought it was a messed up decision. I thought it should have been more public involvement with that decision. But when the decision came, it had already been made. They faked like, okay, we consider, the public's decision. No, you already made that decision behind closed doors. You just gave us a couple of plans that you was deciding on. And we all knew 13 and 15 seats on the district was way too many. We not stupid.
Yeah.
And I think oftentimes, people, on that commission and city council and, people that's in power, they think we some idiots and we don't know anything and we're too dumb to do our own research. That's what people think of us. But everybody's not like that. Nobody's like that. A lot of us are just misinformed, and that's unfair for them to do us that way. But I can promise you, man, on my clock, when I get in, I won't let nothing like that ever happen again, because it should have been way more community involvement in deciding those lines. And so what they did was said, well, you have 51% of African Americans. You have to have a certain percentage of this and a certain percentage of that, which was some bull crap, man. But what I'm saying, now we're going to suffer for the next 10 years. That's when the next redrawing of the lines will be. But we have to make what we have to make. We have to play our cards that's dealt right now. And we just have to keep pushing forward and keep making change. Just because I'm running for District 11 don't mean I'm gonna help District 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or 1, 2, 3, and 4. So like I said, man, we have to start working together. Until we work together, man, we will continue to be in the same thing. We'll continue to be in the same situation. So until then, man, we got to grow together, man. And even though you have people that don't like what you do or whatever, we have to figure out how to work together, man. We have to stop taking, we have to stop letting them throw pennies at us for something and say, no, we're not doing that. We go work together over here. I don't care if I don't like rope. No, me and him, we go figure out how to work together and build our community.
Absolutely.
But when you have so many people talking they're just talking crazy, man, and not even knowing the half, it gets frustrating sometimes. But man, you just got to keep pushing, man. But we got to do better. We got to do better, man. And hopefully, I want to listen to the community and get their input on what they want District 11 to look like. I don't want to tell you what I'm going to do. I want you to tell me what you would like to see.
Yeah. So I guess why do you think am I tripping? The most business meetings for the way the city handles business is held when most working people are at work. How you
Man,
feel about that?
I complain about that all the time. That's one of the things they did with the redistricting. They was having meetings, when people at work. I'm like, man, the working class have to work. We don't have many days to take off like that, or we don't have any days at all to miss work. Or we doing a third or fourth shift job. I mean, a third or fourth shift, a second or third shift job, and we can't make those meetings. So we have to start listening to the people. And I think we've gotten out across the board. I think we've gotten out of touch with certain, with the exception of a few people. We've got out of the got out of not serving people. We forgot that the people are whom that elected us and put us in these positions, and we forgot and we abuse that power and don't use it right. There's so much money that comes through our city that people don't get access to. They keep it or do other things with it. But I don't want to be that person. I want to keep people around me that's going to check me and like, hey, Montrell, you got that money, that discretionary money over there that you can be using. How about you give $10,000 or $15,000 to, this cause right here? We have to, man, we just have to get out there and start working with the community, listen to the community. We're not doing that no more as elected officials. But I think the newer ones are definitely going to get in there and make a fight for what's right.
Yeah. Because, man, this is my thing. And you correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like, I don't think you'll be like that, but it's like all our public officials who run for office either don't know the end game or know, hey, I can't really say I'm going to do this because it requires this, or it's like most of the people, the average people, feel like we get sold out by our elected officials. Just being honest.
That's true. That's true. What you're saying is very true. I think the ones that's fighting for us, that actually fighting for us, but the majority, they just in it for themselves. They're trying to figure out how they can benefit from it, or how they can benefit by pushing a ordinance through or getting something done for a business or a company. We have that. That's true. You're right. We had it with a couple of the guys that got voted off the city council that was replaced. We had that, and I'm happy they're gone. They weren't being productive for our city and our communities. Why the need to serve?
Yeah.
And it really pissed me off to see one of the people be put into a position to be over community as well. I'm not gonna speak on it, you know what I'm saying, on a podcast, but
I got you.
Yeah, it really did, and people that know they'll get it. But it really pissed me off to see somebody be put in a position that affects kids and families' lives and didn't give a damn about the kids and families that he was serving. So that really rubbed me the wrong way. That really showed me, who some people was and how they thought. Yeah. So we just, man, like I said, Ro, man, we gotta get back. We gotta get back into loving people, man. We gotta get back to working together. Yeah. But you are right.
Go ahead, my brother.
But you are right. You right about what you said. That happens.
One thing with our people, man, it's like when you're not okay. Say me and you, we trying to be up. It's like we have to get out of, we as a people. If you do something I don't like, that shouldn't affect our relationship as men. You just made the best decision for you. I can't tell you how to handle your business. So it's like, to all my brothers, I want to say this, and sisters, you don't have to be yes men and yes women to have relationships with each other.
Right. Exactly right.
And I think that's one of the major downfalls of us as a community.
It is. You're right, man. We can't. And the people that's working against us, they know that, and they use that in their favor because they know it's hard for us to work together because everybody want to be the person out front, or somebody's jealous about something or we don't think the same. No, man, we are not designed to think alike. We're not designed that way. if you got somebody around you that's being yes man, you need to check yourself.
Absolutely.
Because I love people that, you know what I'm saying, challenge my thinking and challenge my decisions. That's something that helps growth. When you're uncomfortable, that's when you grow.
Yeah.
So man, if we're not developing one another, man, we're still behind. If we're not working together, we're gonna forever be behind.
Yeah. One of the dudes in my life and in yours who kind of helped me with that on a regular basis is Poochie. And we mentioned him earlier. Poochie, one of them guys, we don't agree on everything, but we
Yeah.
have intelligent conversations to where
Right.
I push him, he pushed me. And ever since we known each other, the growth level for all of us has been like this.
Yeah. Right, man. Poochie one of them dudes, man. We always play around. Every time I see him, I say, man, you F my life up, man. Every time. Every time I see it. But that's effed up in a good way. Man, if it wasn't for Poochie, man, instilling in a lot of us, man, and working with a lot of us growing up, man, we'll be lost, man. We really would, man. Poochie been a very good dude, an unsung hero in our community that has never been recognized for his works and his acts with the young men and young ladies that he actually worked with. And he's still pouring into the community and young people. You can't go nowhere in this city in some type of youth development organization and not know who Poochie is.
Shout out to our brother Poochie Collins, man.
Yeah, man. Poochie Collins, sweet boy.
Hey, man, another question, man. What's going
Go for it,
on
man.
with the college thing, man?
With my college tours?
Yeah.
Well, you know, college is shut down for COVID. So it's been really, you know what I'm saying, it really put a damper on a lot of things and it stopped the flow of a lot of things. But hopefully next year, man, we can get it back rolling. I need to get in touch with Chaz. I hadn't talked to her in a while and Mark to see how we can get these things back rolling because I mean, it helped a lot of kids. Like I tell people all the time, the colleges that we went to, the kids may not ever go to that college, but it is all about getting that exposure and seeing people that look like them in college and doing different things.
Yeah.
So it's all about exposure, man. We gotta start that program back. I don't care if it's not college, if it's just trips, just to take our kids places. You know what I'm saying? It's giving them that positive exposure. A lot of our kids probably won't ever see the beach, but we gotta show them the beach so they can open their minds, man. If you go to the beach, man, it changes your mind. I'm not talking about going down to the Tennessee River Beach. I ain't talking about none of that. I'm talking about actually going to see the ocean.
Absolutely.
And realize it's something bigger than you out there. You know what I'm saying? Everything it's a power greater than yourself in this world that we can't see.
Yeah. And one of the things, I'm gonna tell you something that helped me as a young man. When I think I was in the 7th or 8th grade, and all the neighborhoods, all the housing projects came together, and we went to Nashville. I'll never forget it. You had guys from Boone Heights, West Side, Woodlands, everywhere. And what was crazy, it got us to bond together. And it's like, even when we got back to Chattanooga, we had friendships that extended past that. And it was like, we understood, hey, just because you from this side, man, you the same as me. We just happen to fall onto different circumstances, and I happen to live over here and you happen to live over there. And I'm pretty sure the young men and women on those college tours have experienced the same thing.
Yeah, they do, man. I was fortunate to be a part of that childhood with the boys club at the time. That's Boys and Girls Club. That's one of the things that changed our life, man. With Camp Kiwanis, man, every kid in the city from all walks of life, I mean, all areas of town, we came together, we had fun. It wasn't no issues. Yeah, you had your fights and stuff, but I mean, that's boy stuff, man. That's growing up. That's what you do. That's what happens.
Yeah.
But man, we still have those same friendships from, you know what I'm saying, from the boys club to growing up to now. I mean, we still, you know, you still talk to D and Weeder. You still talk to all the other guys from Boone Heights. I mean, you still, you know, the kids from, it was North Chat at the time. That's called North Shore. But we still all know each other, and we still, you know, we still talk to each other when we see each other. So it just did something different for all of us growing up. And I think, you know, those, like you said, those college tours, it's doing the same thing for the kids in the city as well, especially going to different schools. But our kids today, they're way more connected than we'll ever be, or than we ever was when we was growing up. They have so many forms of connection that they have access to. So, but this just puts them into a physical form versus a virtual form.
Okay. I got a thing I'm doing. I started it on the last show. I got to continue it. It's called the social experiment. So during the social experiment on the Deprogram show, it's around the questions to educate the people while also making them dive deeper into their thought process. So since we've talked about the chat prep, we've talked about the college tours, and I also see behind you, my brother, you got a nice bookshelf with plenty of books. So first question, name the top 3 books you've read that helped change your life.
I'm gonna do better than that. I'm gonna show them to you.
Okay.
I don't like really showing my books, but I don't like for people to try to figure out my angle. So I show these books, and that folks gonna know some of my angles and how I think. So this is my first one.
Okay.
48 Powers of Law. 48 Laws of Power. Robert Greene.
Hold up.
Don't be trying to screenshot my. Yeah, see.
Hey man, you be surprised, my brother. Hey, I ain't have to screenshot.
So that's one. This one is I'm still working on this one. I hope people don't get it confused. No, I'm not a particular religion. I believe in God, so forth and so on. So don't get it twisted, but it's definitely been a good read so far.
Okay.
Message to Black Man, Louis Farrakhan, Muhammad, brother Muhammad.
Yeah, Elijah Muhammad.
Elijah Muhammad. Yep. My other one that is. Oh man, where is it at? I can't find it. I'll just give you one in my bag.
Okay.
I'll show the one in my bag right now. This is a daily read that I've been doing daily.
Okay.
So I throw a little mix. So this is based on more of a Christian book. So I throw a little mix in there as well, so people won't be confused and start judging the brother.
Hey man, listen.
About what he read.
Hey man, you had a right to read and open up your mind and think for yourself.
Yeah, right, exactly. Man. I wish more people thought like that, but you know how we get. But go for what's your next question?
All right. Have you ever thought about putting a book together?
I will be releasing it next year.
Wow. So are you comfortable at this moment with giving the name of your book?
No. Okay,
that's cool. Hey man, I try to get the exclusive, but it's cool. We gotta do it on our own time.
That's only because I hadn't really came up with a true name for it. I just been playing with the name around with it, but it will be based on the college experience. I can tell you that.
Okay. So let me ask you this. You just mentioned the college experience, and since we doing the social experiment, how do you feel about the college experience as opposed to the jail experience? Because we all do know people who went to college, and we do know people who went to jail. And I've studied the similarities. So how do you feel about the similarities of college, which is an institution, and jail, which is an institution?
Yeah, the facts, man. It is both a form of pursuing knowledge. It's just one is frowned upon and the other is glorified. But think about when all those guys and ladies are released from jail. What happens? Think about it. What's the first thing that happens when they're released from jail? They get this big party. They get celebrated. Welcome home. But we don't do that for our college students when they graduate. We don't. I haven't seen it. At least I haven't seen it in the communities and the people I've been around. You're not celebrated when you graduate college, like you celebrated when you come home from prison. And that's one thing that we need to start changing in our communities, that we need to start celebrating, somebody that gets a certificate in a trade, or somebody that gets their first degree from a 4-year college, or even a 2-year college. It's levels to that celebration. And I think we need to do more celebrate of our college students that come home, that's completed that tough 4 years, than we do, do the people that come home from prison. Now, don't get me wrong, we're excited and love when our loved ones come home from prison, but I think one is glorified more than the other when it comes to celebration between the two. But you get knowledge, and I had a cousin that he did almost 40 years in prison. He came home with a lot of knowledge. Have some friends that did a lot of time in prison. They came home with a lot of knowledge. So you're learning. It's just one is more frowned upon than the other, and the one is also it's tough to get a job once you get out. More than likely, you have to build your own thing. You have to become that entrepreneur, because oftentimes, even though you say rehabilitated, we don't actually give our felons a second chance. We still hold it over their head, even though they did the time to whatever crime that they broke or whatever they did.
Yeah. And it seems to me like the people who've done long stints of time, not all, but some, it seems like in both areas, college and in prison, they have a different mindset.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. No doubt. They do come out with a different mindset. And oftentimes it's a good mindset. I give you one example now, Joe Jenkins.
Absolutely.
Dude came out with a totally different mindset. Demetrius Coonrod came out with a totally different mindset. All these people are offenders, and they've come out and changing their whole walk of life. Yeah. Changing their thought process into what their perception that people had on them. So man, you can change, man. They are people that you can see. They are living change. You can actually see what they've done, their works. So I don't believe that people can't change. And yes, everybody deserves a second chance.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you for participating in a social experiment.
No problem. You ain't got another question for me, man? A hard question for me?
All right, another one. Check this out. All right, let's go back to why do you think we as a people celebrate the ex-criminal or the one who did 20 years. And then when we see our young brothers and sisters get their masters, we say congratulations, but the celebration ain't as big. Why do you think that is?
Man. I think it comes from college, that they come home. Oftentimes they get to come home more and they get to be seen more. But when you've been in prison, you have limited access. You have limited phone calls, you have limited emails, you have limited visitation. So when a person gets out that you hadn't seen in, 20, 30 years, it's like, wow, you actually here. I get to hug you. I get to touch you. I get to talk to you without, guards over our shoulders. So I understand and I get it. But what are we saying to that community of people that's been busting their butt for 10 years in the classroom, and they finally get that master's degree or that doctoral degree, and they come home and have to struggle to find work.
So
we have.
Go ahead. My bad.
So we have to do more celebrating for those students that get those masters and bachelors and doctoral degrees, man. So we got to do better. We definitely got to do better.
Okay. So as a Black man in our society, what do you have to say to, because I know you've heard it, especially being married. Most Black men, and this is not a knock on any other men or putting them above us, but we had a mind frame. Well, let me change that. Most men, period, who are single and some married, when the term marriage come up, I always hear, why you want to do that?
Man, it's just ignorance, man. We don't get it. We don't quite understand the partnership and bond that marriage brings. Uh, but that's just because we haven't been around a lot of people that's been married. We hadn't really seen it in the home. I grew up. My mom and daddy weren't married. I can count the number of friends on one hand that parents was actually married. So even though we watched it on TV with Bill Cosby and A Different World, we didn't really get a chance to see it in our homes. I'm only speaking for myself. I can't speak for everyone. So I think a lot of us are thinking that we're going to miss out on something, we're going to lose something. And we have to get out of that mind frame, because I'm telling you, man, we're blocking a lot of blessings, man.
Yeah.
We're blocking a lot of things that can come our way. Like I always tell folks, man, 2 incomes is better than 1. And don't give me that crap, well, we already live together. No, man, you need to take that extra step. You need to take that extra step and go get married, man. I encourage, everybody, all men to get married. I mean, it's just a better, for me, it was just better for me.
Yeah.
Because I know I ran from it for a long time, man. But like I said, it's the best decision that I could have possibly made. I wish I had did it a long time.
Yeah. Cause man, with what I encounter, it'd be like I hear that and then I see, let's be honest, and you kind of touched on it. Most people who are married, we don't see growth in their relationships. It's like they just be stagnant and they just be comfortable with just being together.
Yeah, it happens.
So I think that's one of the reasons why people don't want to get married, because they haven't seen successful marriage. And what I mean by successful marriages is 2 people together, and as they are being together, the longer they're together, they're growing in leaps and bounds. Both of them are making each other better.
Right, man. I think I agree. I definitely agree with you on that too. A lot of couples, they get comfortable. They get married and that's it. They're like, okay, now I guess we just go. We got married and then we just go die together. No, there's more to it than that. We got to continue to grow. Just like my wife is in school, so she feeds off my energy. So she wants to own her own business. She wants to own a bookstore. So it's growth together, and we have to be willing to grow together and explore, different things, different businesses, different thoughts.
Yeah.
And be willing to share.
Cause one thing go ahead, my bad.
No, you good, go for it.
Like one thing I've noticed is like you get situations to where it's like in a marriage, you're gonna really see how sacrifice is going to benefit the other person. And you can't really be, you can't be in a marriage and grow and be a selfish person.
Oh no, it's all about sacrifice, man. That's life in general. You have to be willing to sacrifice something that you want, that you need, and that you love in order to, possibly, making that person happy.
Yeah.
And it's not a bad sacrifice. You're not making yourself unhappy. You just, serving your wife. You want to make sure that, she's, getting what she needs.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. Not just wife, husband. It's a sacrifice on both parties.
I want to go into religion, but I
don't. Go for it. It's cool. I don't mind. I talk about religion.
All right, Chet. Because some people, listen, the 2 things people be scared to talk about. Hey, man, I don't want to talk about religion, and I don't want to talk about relationships. So I'm going to be honest.
I only do an open-minded. I only talk open-minded. I only go into topics like this with open-minded people.
Yeah.
People that's closed-minded, I ain't got time, because it ain't going to do nothing but be a disagreement, and that's how you gonna end up hating me and not want to talk to me. Nah, so I just, if you closed-minded, I don't get into a religious talk.
So how do you feel? How do you even feel about the word religion?
It is something that has been ingrained in us and beating us from the days that we crossed over and the days that we inhabited this land that we call North America. It was beat into us and ingrained into us and branded into us of what their perception of a spiritual belief should be. And when I say they, I'm not just talking about white people, I'm talking about Black people too, because the Christians and the Muslims both did the same thing. You know, it was bloodshed on both sides. I hope I don't offend anybody by saying that, but I'm just spitting facts and truth. It's been bloodshed on, you know what I'm saying, both sides of religion. I can't really speak on Buddhism and, you know, all those other religions because I'm not knowledgeable in those areas, but I can talk to, you know, what I've seen and I read in history books and different books as well. And over the course of time, they tell you, you know, it's still a battle going on right now in Africa. In other parts of the country, Christians and Muslims, it's still a battle for land going on right there. So that should speak volumes in itself.
You know what's interesting though about religion?
Mm-hmm.
See, I study where stuff come from, and people.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, I considered myself a Christian. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell for those who are going to look at this and be like, what? I'm not a Christian in the sense of what you know as a Christian. I am a
Correct.
follower of who you call Jesus Christ, but technically he's Yahshua HaMashiach. So you got to go, I look at it like this. If I'm going to die for something, this me, I'm going to go all the way to the root. I want to know why this is, why that is. And people look at me like, man, you should come. I hear this all the time. What church you go to? I say, hey, man, check this out. This me. I said, listen, what you believe, they tell me 9 times out of 10, they're going to say, I believe in the Bible. I say, I believe in the Bible. I have the Ruach, which is people call the Holy Spirit. If you believe that, where 2 or more are gathered in his name, the name of the Most High, we are having church, because church in the Bible means ecclesia, called out ones. And what's interesting about religion, and for those who don't know, I'm going to give you some free game. The Catholic Church created both Christianity and Islam, which we call Muslims. They created both of those religions. And it's very interesting that due to the war, the Catholic Church is benefiting from the war between the Christians and the Muslims more than anything. I believe you study, so you tell me if I'm tripping.
No, you're absolutely right. But people don't want to hear that, man. They like to be comfortable, you know, in their homes and, you know, with their church setting. And I don't knock anybody for what they believe.
Yeah, you do what
you want. Church they go to. My thing is, you know, do what you please, but understand that it's a power greater than you.
Absolutely.
Don't believe you just woke yourself up one morning and went about your day. Now it's something greater than yourself in this world, in this universe. Somebody or something had to create all of this. We didn't wake up one day and said, this is life. No, it didn't work like that. But it takes, like I said, it takes open-minded people to have discussions like this, because a lot of people are not willing to agree and say, no, it's just one set belief. I remember I got called, man, a guy called me a devil or Satan or something because I wouldn't believe that, because I wouldn't banish a Muslim, or I didn't think, you know, Christianity was the only way. So he called me all kinds of things. I was like, well, damn, that's messed up. But you judging me, so how can you say that you're a Christian and you judging me? You sitting right here judging me because I don't believe as you believe, or I don't believe in the same things as you believe. So I don't believe one religion is greater than the other. That's not fair for me. That's not even fair for any other religion. Because, man, who am I to tell people that their religion is not the I guess the superior or supreme religion? That's not my job.
Yeah. Cause I look at it like this: we as people, I'm gonna use the word. I'm gonna use the word people. We as people my job isn't to change what you believe. My
Right,
job
man.
is to just exemplify what I believe.
Right, right, man.
Because if the Most High ain't gonna twist your arm to believe what I believe, who am I?
Right, man. We just need more people to think that way, man. We frown upon people that don't even attend church, man. That's not fair, man. That's not fair. You can't judge me because I don't go to your church. Or if I don't go to church at all, you can't judge me because that doesn't mean that I don't have Jesus Christ. That doesn't mean I don't have Allah. That doesn't mean I don't have Buddha. So you can't judge me just because I'm not in your four walls praising and doing whatever with you. You can't judge me off that.
All right, let me ask you a question because you mentioned in the word judge. I have a different perspective on judging.
Mm-hmm.
And this is always how I come back there. If somebody tell you, hey, Mr. Besley or Montrell, man, you do a great job. Or if you tell somebody, man, you're doing a great job, keep up the great work. Have you ever heard somebody say, hey, man, you can't judge me?
Nah, you ain't gonna never hear that because they getting glorified for something.
But it's still
still judgment. But I guess that's where the word humbling yourself comes into play. By just saying thank you, or man, I'm just doing my job, or whatever. Yeah. So I guess that's where that word comes into play.
And then I truly believe we are supposed to judge. And think about this. Think about this. If you know you got a son, right? Mm-hmm. If you see your son running with a dude, all he doing is getting in trouble. He doing this, he doing that.
That's a form of judgment, man.
Before long, you go pull him. Hey, man, listen. I know that's your homie, but hey, you my son. I love you. If you keep kicking it with dude, even if it ain't you doing something, you might be mistaken for doing something that you ain't really did.
Yep. That's guilt by association.
So
guilty by association. Yep.
I truly believe. Hey, man, people can say what they want. This is just me.
Yeah.
Look, man, I'm judging, man. I'm judging. Hey, man, you tripping. I'm saying, hey, you if you doing a good job, but we have to have this judgment is nothing but using discernment.
Yep, I guess that's what we got to call it, discernment. I guess instead of judgment.
Because at the same,
right, man.
At the same
whether
time,
we like it or not, we judging.
Yeah, so if I'm a killer, check this out. If I'm a killer, if it's proven that I done killed by 5 people, can I trip if you say, hey, man, dude, a killer?
Nah, you can't. You can't. I know I done been around some killers before, but you know what I'm saying? I was all right. I knew they wasn't gonna kill me.
I live by this creed. It's just me. If you don't want to be judged by something, don't do it.
Yeah, I agree. Whether you like it or not, you will be judged.
Absolutely. And I think
I'll probably be judged by the podcast. I'll probably be judged, but I would love for people to come just have a conversation with me. You know what I'm saying? Don't judge me off by what I say. Judge me by my acts.
And that's true. That's true. That's very true.
But I'm a person that I'm gonna go straight to the horse. I ain't go, you know what I'm saying, go speculate or go talk about whoever. No, let's have a conversation. If you did something to hurt me or something I think could make you a better person, let's have a sit down and have a conversation, you know, about how we can improve. And if I was wrong, I give you the opportunity to say, hey, you took it the wrong way. And I'm open-minded and open-hearted enough to say, okay, I was wrong. I see your point. Yeah. But that's what we have to get better at, is just having, you know, conversations with one another when we think we've done wrong or we feel like, you know, somebody out of line.
Yeah. Because in this world, we can learn from each other. I've learned a lot from you. I've learned a lot from others. I'm pretty sure somebody has learned something from me. And it's like, if I pick up something, my job, what I feel like my job, I gotta pass it along.
That's your job.
This my goal in life, and I believe it's yours as well. Everybody you encounter, your goal is to make them better by having an encounter with you. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Regardless of what you believe, you don't have to believe what I believe, but it is what it is. Simple as that.
Yeah, I agree. It's our job to pass on our knowledge, man. A lot of people are doing what I call resource hoarding. We don't pass on our knowledge. We think we're supposed to sell everything we do. I mean, think about if somebody sold all their knowledge, where would we be today? If everything was for sale and they didn't know pass anything on, think about what would be. Think about, going back to Egypt, going back to how they built their pyramids. Think about if they didn't pass that knowledge on. What would our buildings actually look like? How would our buildings improve if they didn't pass that knowledge on in some shape or form? Everything has been passed down, and where we got in America is everything is for sale. I'm not giving you something unless you buy it from me. Even with our institutions, when you go over to these other countries, their college is free.
Hold on. Say that again, because I think most Americans need to hear that.
Yeah. Most of them, man, we go to these other countries, they're educating their people for free. They come here to further their education. But by the time a lot of these kids in these other countries are in high school, they have a college degree. So, and then they come here to get Americanized and further their education to become their standards and take it back to their country, or stay here and make a lot of money and send it back to their country. So we have to get out of that, feeling like we have to sell everything we do. A lot of knowledge is made to pass on.
Absolutely.
So don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking nobody hustle, but everybody has to make money some kind of way. But we have to stop resource hoarding and knowledge hoarding, man. We have to stop it, man. We have to pass that knowledge on. And so people can, get out of the hole that they're in, or get out of that, that depression they're in. A lot of people have a lot of wisdom out there that could change somebody's life, and they don't do it. They take it to their grave.
Before we get out of here, I got 2 questions at the end, but do you got anything you want to lead with the people?
Man, love on each other, man. We need to love each other more. Man, we need to extend that arm out and help each other more. We have to start, I want folks to start listening to people more, especially when you get into our elected official realm. We have to start listening to what the community needs. We have to, have to have an open heart to what, our people need. And I mean, when I say our people, I mean everybody. I don't just mean Black people. I mean all the people. I think the key thing that we're missing is love, man. We're not loving each other. That's why you see much hurt. That's why you see so much hurt. That's why our kids are walking around pissed off and angry. It's because we're not showing each other love. So what you expect them to do, So we need more love, man. Love more and hug more, and man, just serve people, service. So that's what I leave the people with: love, service, and a lot of hugs and love, man.
Okay. With that being said, that sets up these last 3 questions. You are a father, you are a son, and you are a husband. Give advice. Give a word of advice to a parent. Give a word of advice to a child, and give the husbands some words of advice as well.
Oh man, a word of advice as a parent: get involved in your child's education, whether it be college, whether it be high school, middle school, elementary school. Get involved in your kids' education. Start talking about, for that post high school or post secondary education. We have to move forward and progress and not digress as parents. As a father, right?
Yeah.
As a father, be that backbone be that strong suit for your family, protect your woman, and most of all, protect your kids and your household. Be that person that your son or daughter can go to in hard times. You know, be that person that's going to take care of their household. I'd say as a husband, learn to listen more. Just listen. Do more listening than you do talking, and be consistent. So that's what I leave with those two.
Hold up, you missed one. Give
what I
your
missed?
child words of advice to children.
Oh, for a child, man, listen to your parents. I say what was told to me growing up. You listen to your parents. Your parents have already been through what you're trying to get. Listen to your elders. Listen to the community, the people that's around you. That's what I leave. Just listen.
That's very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, this has been another wonderful episode of the Deprogram show. I got my brother Montrell Besley, not Beasley, not Beasley,
I appreciate it.
not Beasley. Because hey, for the longest,
man, people tear my name up, man.
I think I might have even been guilty of it. So I was like,
man, everybody have, bro. Everybody have.
So I said, I'm gonna make it a point to say this man's name right. Because as a brother, you deserve the respect to be pronounced with the correct pronunciation.
Man, I appreciate it, man. It goes a long way with me. Absolutely. I really appreciate it.
Hey, man, this is the Deprogram show with my brother Montrell Besley. I am RMJR. Y'all also like, share, and subscribe to the Deprogram show on all social media platforms, and we gone.